Hello, everyone. Hope you're doing well. I think we owed some money to Zoom, and that's why we all faced a little bit of trouble. I think all of that is sorted. So, today's masterclass is all about setting up the protocol. Now, what is a protocol? Anyone who can tell me what is a protocol? Okay, Ankit knows. What is it, Ankit?
Uh, Good afternoon, sir. So, kind of setting some sort of rules, regulation that has to be followed during some ceremony or maybe any event.
Okay. Some of you aspire to become Indian diplomats, no? Today, in the Ministry of External Affairs, there is a protocol division. Do you know that? Some of you might go on to become chief protocol officer in time to come. And just one person knew what is a protocol. Can you all hear me well? So, what is a protocol? In simple terms, protocol would be some may say it's the set of rules. These are the rules that may guide the formal conduct, how to behave in official situations, how to communicate with respect. But why does MEA, the India's Ministry of External Affairs, why do they have this protocol division? You have an entire wing, entire division just to look at manners, orders. What could be the reason? If you think about it, the chief protocol officer, I think Anshuman was the officer, I think it's changed now. It's the rank of a JS in the MEA. A JS who may go on to become ambassador of a mid-sized country. The JS will have many PSs. There is deputy protocol officer, and it's an important position. But now my question is why it matters in the MEA. Come on, you've got to tell me. Madhuri?
Because MA is representing the India in the abroad, so it has got to follow some norms, customs, and um, protocols, obviously.
That's it. That's why we are putting in so much of taxpayers' money in managing a division in the MEA. Entire division dedicated to this. Not just that, we put in some of our best officers in this division. Vishnu,
So protocols need not be rules and regulations. It might be a set of procedures that need to be followed. So
why need to be followed?
there must be an order in these official setups.
Okay. No one is entirely correct. You want to become Indian Foreign Service officers. Talking about one of the most critical divisions in the MEA. Rohini,
I think uniformity,
uniformity.
it is one of the
Okay. Why does it matter whether a flag is placed 2 inches to the left or right. There are legit debates and discussions amongst the diplomats. They fuss over this, who enters the room first. What could be the reason? Perhaps because in diplomacy, if you think about it, small things are the big things. Before two leaders, before they sit down to talk, room has already spoken. Why? Because protocol. Protocol has given the message. When India hosted the G20 summit, every handshake, every step on the red carpet, every country's flag at the round table, it was all planned down to the millimeter, weeks in advance. We may think, it's all happening automatically. No, that's not how it goes. Because when the world is watching, how we show up, it also matters. Some of you may think, and still some of the sitting officers, the existing officers, they may also think protocols, it's just a set of rules. But the good ones, they will think of it as much more, much beyond that. Protocol is also about respect. It's about symbolism. It is about identity in many cases. Some of you may go on to govern districts. Right now, you may think, oh, how is that possible? But you will. Some of you will formulate and execute Indian foreign policy. But then there are some of you who can't even read a paragraph properly. We continue to receive innumerable useless emails. How to create Zoom account? What time is a session? Not kidding. It's not about Zoom, it's not about email. It's about discipline. It's about attention to detail. The same detail that diplomacy demands. Same detail a good officer should seek. If you cannot even read a paragraph properly, how will you draft a policy brief tomorrow? Protocol reflects your values, your seriousness. Russian and Ukrainian delegates, they had many peace dialogues. You would have read about this in various newspapers. In Switzerland, in Turkey. One of their very important negotiations almost broke down. Why? Seating arrangement. Not kidding. Russian delegation, it did not like how the Russian flag was placed. It suggested that they were junior partners. Protocol in action. Wrong chair, wrong flag, wrong sequence. Critical negotiations can stop. Protocol division is what we have. Why? Because when two countries meet, listen to this, when two countries meet, you're not just seeing two people at the podium or two leaders at the podium. You also see two different cultures, two languages, two worldviews, two sets of customs. Who speaks first? What gifts are appropriate? Where should each leader sit at the table? Are these trivial questions? These are protocol questions. Answers are strategic, and that is why you have an IFSA becoming a chief protocol officer in India. And if you look at the list of the CPOs in India, you will realize they all went on to occupy critical positions thereafter. Rank of a JS, equivalent to an ambassador to a mid-sized country. Perhaps I hope you now understand relevance of protocol division. It's not just about handing out bouquets or scheduled dinners. It exists to ensure that our nation, it is never caught off guard. Our nation should not be disrespectful or disrespected. even accidentally. This protocol is not just for the MEA, it's for life. You walk into a job interview, how do you greet the panel is important. Protocol is about situational awareness, professionalism. It's about emotional intelligence, something that you will keep on reading, writing in your ethics paper. So today's deep dive masterclass is about setting up the protocol and laying out a few guidelines. Because without these protocols in order, it will be a mess going forward. Clear? Rule number 1, I exist for one reason and one reason alone in my mind. And that reason is to ensure that I see your name in the list. That is it. I will do whatever is needed to ensure that that happens. I'm not here to make you feel good. I'm not here to praise you for whatever you do. I will also reprimand you when you fail. You will hate me for that, and that's fine. We make mistakes. We should be ashamed sometimes, but we should learn from those mistakes. We should grow. It would be unfair on my part if I do not reprimand you or tell you your mistakes. Only those who care about you, only those who care about you, they have the guts to be honest with you. Otherwise, your random friend acquaintances, they won't care about you. They will just say things that may make you feel better about yourself. But in the long run, that's detrimental for your growth, for yourself. So there will be a lot of cold calling, but my expectation is simple. Your conduct should always be like an officer going forward. Whenever you are in these sessions, listen to this very carefully. Your conduct should be like an officer. It's important for your mains, it's important for your interviews, even for your prelims. Why? An officer will read emails properly, messages properly, paragraph properly. An officer may perhaps engage in discussions in a way that may enrich everyone's interest. You may think that interview board, it's just testing your knowledge. Absolutely not. It's testing how you also treat them. Are you yawning in front of them or not? With cameras on. Purna. Testing your composure, your clarity, your awareness, your dignity under pressure. They're watching how you listen. Listening is critical. How you respond. How do you handle disagreement? And none of those things will start, 1 week before the interview. No one can train you for interviews in a week. An interview is extremely critical. There are some of you who have appeared for multiple interviews, could not see the name in the list. Why? Because interviews didn't work out. You started preparing a little late. It's a long drawn process, takes time. All the misfitters here, if they're attending these sessions for a year, you should have no excuse to be scoring less than 200 in the interview. If you're getting to that number, you will see your name in the list. Out of 3 to 4 people, only one person gets to see the name in the list appearing for the interviews. So I will call you out, not because I want to embarrass you. I have no personal enmity. It's just because I want to make you feel ready for the important day. And in the short run, of course, you will hate, and that's fine. But in the longer run, you will grow, and that's what I care. The growth is what matters. So in these sessions, I expect each one of you to behave like someone who could walk into UPSC Bhavan tomorrow and look like that you belong there. If you cannot take feedback here, you will not. How will you take rejections in life? If you cannot stay disciplined here, how will you survive the chaos of 32 hours shifts as a probationer? The purpose is not, that's not the end, getting into the services. No, it's just the beginning. You need high quality, good people in those positions. So conduct is the foundation. You will not be able to fake it later. You will be a burden to this country, and we cannot let that happen. So that is why today's session and every session and every time we meet live, it's not just about content, it's about character. It means what do you get in 3 hours, 20 answers? You do not just need knowledge, you need clarity of thought. You need to be able to prioritize, present, and stay focused. That's protocol in writing. Knowing what to say and how to say it. Many of you will fail in the interviews. Why? Not because you don't know the answer, because you cannot speak like an officer. Many of you will fail in the mains, not because you do not know the answer, just because you cannot write like an officer. Because you did not think like one. So you need to start thinking like one. Rule number 1 is clear? Any doubts up until now? Anyone? Rule number 2. Every deep dive masterclass is a new class. What do I mean by that? I want to delve deeper into this aspect today. Should be ready with the answers. Who will tell me? Anvesh?
Sir, in every deep dive session, there would be a new topic and it would not be connected to the previous class. So if we have missed the previous one, so we don't have to have the recording done of the previous to join the other and understand the topic going on.
Okay. Say, it does not matter if you have missed a few episodes. It does not matter if today is your first session. Every day we start fresh. Think of it like Black Mirror. Anyone seen that show? Each episode in that show is a standalone entity. You will have new story, new characters, new world. But there will be something. There will be some same core theme, same depth, same intensity. And that is exactly what we are doing here. So every deep dive masterclass is its own universe. You will have new ideas, new perspectives, and new you. And this is very important point. Because I know some of you get stuck in the past. Oh, I missed the last session. I have missed sessions for 1 month or 2 months. I joined late. Doesn't matter. What are we really doing through these deep dive masterclasses? Anyone knows what are we going to do? We need to know the reason why we are attending these sessions. What's the plan? And to all those who are writing means you've got to always have your, hands on. Yes, Ananya?
Sir, in this class, we will analyze various current affairs topics which are very much important for our upcoming exam, and we will also try to leverage how we can put the important data points and inputs from those examples into our answers and interview.
But that's very hollow. This you can do yourself.
And also, we will gain a holistic understanding of the world. I mean,
Okay.
that's also.
But you've gotten that holistic understanding through the core sessions anyway. So wouldn't this be a repetition then? Ananya? Pankaj?
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
I think from these sessions, we are trying to find out a way to not just to learn the current affair, but to analyze today's efforts and to predict what is coming next. So predicting the current affair, predicting what is going to be happen in the world, I think that's we are going to do.
See, the real goal is that in the cranium of your brain, somewhere deep inside that thick skull of yours, your foundations get sorted. So sorted that when time comes to write an answer, you do not hesitate, you do not panic, you do not fumble around for notes or keywords or revisions. You start writing on your own. Things should come off, flow on its own, subconsciously. Because you're diving deep every week. We are not planning to prepare your conscious brain. I now want to focus more on your subconscious memory. And that is extremely critical for UPSC, especially under pressure. You in the examination hall, you cannot just rely on facts that you have revised before the examination. But the discussions that you've had in these sessions, they will come to rescue even a year later when you're writing your mains on its own. That's my goal. Subconsciously, things should stick. Your brain needs to recall, relate, respond in seconds. And that is not conscious thinking, that's training. Subconscious mastery. So you don't remember how to walk, you just do. When you speak, whichever language you communicate in, you do not always calculate the grammar rules mid sentence. You just speak. That's the level that we are aiming for. That's the level that you should be aiming for if you're aiming to get that rank 1. Automatic clarity throughout the stages. And that is exactly what will separate top rankers from the rest. It's not just knowledge. It is how deeply the world is wired into you. That's why we train this way. Training your subconscious memory, that's what I want. You train your subconscious memory so well that the concepts, examples, frameworks, they flow naturally. So more than these classes, it's conditioning that I'm would be focusing on. And that is why you have access to these live sessions for 1 year. Because if you can stay focused for 1 year, if you have give these sessions full attention, you will never be the same again. Real time, real engagement, real thinking. We do not want you to be passively watching this. Be present in every session. It's a new session every time. But let me be very, very, very clear that these deep dive sessions, they are not a replacement to your foundational episodes. They never were and they never will be. Your foundational episodes are foundations, extremely critical. The theory, the basics, the core material that is there in those foundational material. Deep dive sessions will amplify it like an amplifier. And this is where I think Misfits is also different. No need to study, current affairs static separately. So whatever we have learned in foundations, we have learned how to predict things. But now just we want to interweave and practice through real world examples. Don't get worried that just 1 year, because the goal is to train you so well that after that you can do things on your own. You can't be relying on others for everything. Okay? So don't just study like an officer, start thinking like one. And trust me, if you stay consistent, if you keep showing up, few weeks is all what it takes. So rule number 2 is clear. Today it's all about rules. Rule number 3 is that there's a reason why I am the one now taking deep dive sessions. It's not by accident, it's not by ego. The reason that I've realized is that I am the one who has covered a major portion of your foundational material. Be it polity, society, governance, geography, ancient, medieval, modern history, economics. I know what has been taught, and I know how we can now beautifully weave those aspects with what's going on in the world currently. And I also get a sense how well you have absorbed all that. And therefore, I am little hesitant in delegating this to any other instructor. It's easy thing for me to delegate it. It's current affairs. Anyone can do that. But I don't think any outsider, someone who has not done that course work with you, will be able to beautifully interweave things that we have done at the foundational level. Okay. One small problem that we will not have any meditation, any yoga. If you're craving for all that in these deep dive sessions, sessions will be hard. And the purpose is not to make you, feel just happy. I want you to apply these learnings in the real world of civil services. The goal, like I told you in the beginning, see your name in the list. And that's what we will aim for. All of that is important. Yoga is important. Meditation is important. No doubt about that. But here my focus is UPSC focused, UPSC centric. Rule number 4, cameras will be on all the time. Okay. We will not be meeting on daily basis. And by the way, showing up is not just about logging in. You've got to be fully present. You should not be laying in bed, having multiple browsers opened. No. That's useless learning, not even passive learning. You've got to be actively learning things. We are giving time, effort, energy for something which is remarkable in our 20s. Let's do it diligently. Why give a half-hearted attempt? Otherwise, don't give it. In the UPSC exam hall, you will not have that option to turn your videos off. You show up and then you face the battle head on. Please understand, mentally ready is what we want to achieve, mental readiness. I do not want to build a community of losers. Losers are those who are hesitant of facing battle. Okay, so you've taken a step, transform yourself for the better, and that will happen. Now, rule number 5, I think some of you have attended deep dives in the past. And I think the method was that deep dive sessions happen twice a month. Used to happen on Thursdays. We will change that. We'll do this on weekends so that majority of you can attend it live. And I think it's a good frequency, 2 times a month. It's enough to stay sharp. You remain consistent. It is doable and it works. However, a minor change, and it's again for my detriment. For the next 2 months, frequency will be a little higher. We may have more sessions. Why? Because some of the fellow MisFitters, they're also heading into UPSC mains. And they have a time crunch. And I am fairly certain and very sure that these sessions will be extremely important for mains also. So we may have more frequent sessions. We may have one session every week, bare minimum. And on some weeks, we may have 2 sessions per week. And this could be midweek also, because if you're doing it 2 sessions per week, this could be midweek also. All details will be shared on the WhatsApp community, but this will be just for a couple of months until the mains are over. And after that, we'll come back to the same routine. So if you are not writing mains this time around, do not worry about attending multiple sessions. But do attend 2 sessions per month. But if you are writing mains this time around, it is mandatory that you attend these masterclasses until the last day of your main cycle. Clear? And like I told you, it's just to reset, rejig, and train your brain, condition your brain for subconscious miracles. So 2 times a month is also fine. Bare minimum, attend that. If you can attend more, do that. You all will have access to it. And by the way, when your time comes for the mains, we will also increase the frequency. I've told you in the past, timings are important. We may have to change gears depending upon the cycle of exam. Before prelims, we may have different kinds of sessions. Before mains, we'll have different kinds of sessions. And throughout the year, we'll have different modalities. But all of that is done to ensure that you see your name in the list. Anyone, any doubts up until now? If you have, please ask me questions. Like an officer. An officer will not just wait and then see, let's send me an email. Yeah, go on, Anasab. With your hand raised.
Good afternoon, sir. Sir, I have just finished my university examinations and I've graduated. I've just started with the Misfits foundational episodes last week. So, like, will these sessions, is it suggested that I should attend these alongside my foundational episodes?
I will discuss all that. These are ancillary questions, not the ones that I've discussed in terms of rules. But good question. But let me just wrap up all the rules. Rule number 6. Please make a note of all these rules. We will not repeat these rules again and again. Rule number 6 is about eligibility. There are 16 people who are attending this session despite not being eligible. I know their names. Please make sure that you honestly email us your names. I want to see your honesty. Why did you even register when it was laid out who is eligible and who is not eligible? It's easy for us to manually remove you. Very easy to track your names based on the database. But we still allowed you in this time around as an exception. So kindly reread the WhatsApp message on the channel on who is eligible. But let me still repeat. All those who joined Misfits in 2025, they're eligible across PSIR and GS modules. Learners from the earlier cohorts, they're eligible only and only if they have cleared UPSC prelims in 2025, not 2024, 2025. Or they are already in some state services. Could be in 23, 24, 25. Some of them reappear for the UPSC. Or for the next 2 months, we have made us an exception for those who were shortlisted to attend mains live classes. You will have access to deep dive sessions during this period until mains. So after mains are done, I don't expect to see more than 50, 60 people in these sessions. And these rules exist to have some incentives in order. So I think means after August, the number will come down. We'll change our Zoom, what do you call it? Zoom setting. Rule number 7. If you're appearing in 2026, complete your optional before September, October. Very, very important. I will repeat again, deep dive sessions are just an add-on. You will need above average score to see your name in the list. And you can get into the list if you blindly follow through on the modules, be it for the optional or for the GS. The deep dive sessions we're aiming for the top 10 ranks. But for us to be amongst the top 10, you need to work on your foundations, and recorded episodes will form those foundations. And to all those who have been part of Misfits and have started watching the foundational episodes, attend these sessions if you're eligible. Do that, but do not discard the foundations. Okay, so these sessions could be a good replacement for you to learn how to learn. So Anasab, you can attend these sessions. Any other rule left? Yes. Rule number 8. So the next deep dive session will be scheduled in a couple of days. We will tell you the name, inform you of the date and the time on the WhatsApp channel. It is mandatory for those who are writing mains. All the others, you can attend 2 sessions per month. If you want to attend more, you can do that. Just follow the update on the channel. But for those writing mains, you will have to do a little bit of homework also. I want you all to revise all the essay episodes before that. We will be sending you an email with the essay topic on which you have to write an essay. Keeping those structures in mind that I've discussed in those episodes, but write an essay and send it to me. I will check it. I will be suggesting a few updates based on your writing style, because essay is very critical for this year. That's it. Do you remember the rules? Anyone who can quickly narrate all the rules? Or like the regular officers, have forgotten all the rules? Student services. Good to see. At least some of you were paying attention. Muskan, quickly summarize.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon. So the first rule was that we are supposed to maintain the conduct of an officer in all the sessions coming forward. The second rule was the purpose of this deep dive, which is to train your subconscious mind. More so, the third rule was regarding explaining why you will be taking these classes, because you have covered a lot of most of the foundations with us. The fourth rule was about having cameras on, having active participation in classes, and not being a passive listener. The fifth rule was regarding eligibility, if I'm not mistaken. The I can't recall right now. The sixth rule was about attending it. So about the frequencies of how long it's going to happen. So it's going to happen twice per month, but then because of the mains time crunch, there's going to be more sessions that are going to take place. Then the seventh rule was
also, by the way, before prelims, we may reduce the frequency. We may have other kinds of sessions before prelims. Okay, but on an average, we're aiming for 2 sessions, 2 masterclasses per month. Okay, good. Now, anyone has any other kind of question? Yes, Chalini.
Good afternoon, sir. So I just need one small clarification with regards to the WhatsApp message that was sent regarding the eligibility that was stated. So they have, it is written that other qualifying government exams in 2024 and 2025 are also eligible. If you can.
Yeah, this includes CAPF, CDS, or the Group A.
Okay, so if we had cleared it in 2024 or 2025, we will be eligible for it.
No. So if you are in state services, if you have cleared these exams from MisFitters, of course you're eligible for it. I want some results. I just don't want to give out things freely to everyone. I would love to, but it is shameful. Okay, so some results, clear prelims, clear mains, clear interviews. Rajiv,
Hello, sir. Good evening. I am talking to you for the very first time. So, as we have received a schedule in our mail regarding deep dive sessions right from June 22nd to August 17th around. So, should we completely disregard that calendar?
let me read the WhatsApp message that first went out to all of you. Yeah, on the registration page, you may see multiple dates and time options. Please ignore those and adhere strictly to the date and time mentioned in this message. It's all mentioned. Rajiv, did you read the message?
Sir, I have read the message on WhatsApp, but in the invitation mail that we have got
Again, I'm repeating, again, read it. You can translate that also in multiple languages. Okay, so the point is simple. Um, it's not ideal, it's not feasible for us to schedule specific dates on Zoom because of recurring thing. We were facing some issues. So we will mention the date and time on the WhatsApp channel that we have. I hope you all have registered for the sessions. Registration link for now remains the same. It is all approved. We may change this after a couple of months once we remove some people from the list. Okay, so disregard the mentioning. It will not start at 6 a.m. in morning or on exact those dates. It's nonsensical. We've clearly mentioned the frequency. We've clearly mentioned the rationale. We're mentioning the time and date. And I'm saying that again and again, even in today's session. Okay, so of course you will disregard that. But it's a good question. Anyone has the same doubt because we don't want to be overwhelmed by such emails. Because when we are drowned with such emails, important ones get unnoticed. Shashi, looks like you all will start hating me so much in just a few months. I'm so sorry. But the goal is that you all will improve and grow. Okay. So good question, Rajiv. Thank you.
Good afternoon, sir. So my doubt is the students who have enrolled enrolled for that Bose Fellowship, do they have to attend these deep dive sessions?
No, Bose Fellowship is entirely different.
That's it. Thank you.
Bose Fellows will have their schedule mailed to them in probably on 15th August. That's what we are planning. Details. Manasab?
Sir, I have some questions regarding the preparation that I'm going through. So, like right now, I'm
Hold
doing.
on. I don't want to waste the time of those who are writing mains. They have a lot of things to catch up on. So if the mains candidates they have any specific doubt, I'm happy to answer it. Otherwise, you can leave the room and get on to your preparation. And I look forward to meeting you all again in the deep dive session. The one we may have in a couple of days. We may have it around internal security. Yes, Himanshu?
Hello, sir. Sir, my question is regarding I was solving PYQ. So there is one question around inclusive growth. So inclusive growth is kind of diverse topic. It could include economy, polity, many things could be there. So, and they are asking for a 10 marker that what is inclusive growth, how India can foster it. So how should we approach like that kind of question? Because it's open-ended question. In 10
Okay.
marks, how many perspectives?
See, these are very easy questions. So just replicate, be Microsoft, copy paste what others have done well, and write your own thing. Cover as many diverse perspectives as possible. If it's a question in GS, they value different perspectives. Okay. It's a very specific question. I don't think right now I can answer that. But for such questions, have ready-made answers. Okay. Now, so all the folks who are writing mains, you can now drop off if you want to, and you can get back to your studies, and we'll catch up in a few days. All the others, if you have questions, I'm happy to answer it right now. Pankaj?
Sir, actually, this is not my question. My fellow is there, but due to traveling, he couldn't ask me the question. He's attending right now. Shivam, his name. So he is in class, he's in state government, but as a class B officer. He's asking about the eligibility. And second thing, he has registered for mains batch and he is eligible there also, but he couldn't clear prelims. So what is the eligibility for him?
No,
He's
those who
asking
were,
that.
yeah. So those who were eligible and who got the scholarship, I think their names were sent in. So perhaps he would have filled in late or whatever. So the team has sent in details already. If he became part of Misfits in 2025, he's eligible to attend these sessions. No doubt about that. Uh, and see, for me, the only job that I truly value, I mean, of course, all are critical, but I want you all to be joining the IAS, IPS, IFS. But as an exception, we have created a scenario because there are some of you who have cleared the state services exams also. Some in Jammu and Kashmir, some in Goa, some in different parts of India, Haryana. So they're eligible because they leveraged the ecosystem. They showed me some results. So if he has shown some results, then just ask him to write to the team and we'll see. But my sense is he was already part of the job before he joined Misfits. So in that case, there's no value addition. But there are some who joined Misfits and became part and cleared those exams. So there I see some results. Because that's the rationale. Yes, Anasab. What does Anasab
Yes,
mean?
sir. First, I'm sorry to correct you, but it's answer, and it
Ansab.
means a precious thing.
Gracious.
Precious, precious.
Precious. And you should not be sorry to correct me. You should. Your name is Precious. You should have corrected
Yeah.
me well before. Okay, go on.
So, sir, it's been a complete week, and what I'm doing is that every day I'm picking up one subject of GS, and I'm doing two foundational episode of it, and one lecture of PSIR optional with you. So far I'm enjoying the journey, but then it's like it seems very easy to like learn and grasp things. So I'm kind of in a self-sabotaging position where I'm like probably I'm missing out on something because it's looking so easy and like I'm completely relying on misfits for like everything so far. So like is it okay the pace with which I'm going to?
Yeah, that's fine. See, playing GTA is also very easy. FIFA is also easy. Why? Because you love doing it. If you love doing something, it becomes easy. Playing cricket becomes very easy if you love doing it. You struggle only when you're not guided well. Okay, so those struggles will come when I'm going to give you a lot of homework before your prelims and mains. Because then you have to do a few extra things. But for now, please wrap up those foundations and wrap up your optional before September, October, if you're aiming for 26. Okay, I want all of you to have wrapped up your optional latest by October, at least once. You have some basic idea about the curriculum, the subjects, the kind of questions that they've asked, and if you were to write the answers, you can at least score a prop 250, 270-ish in that attempt in October. Ajit?
Hello, hello, sir. Good afternoon. My question is also regarding eligibility. So, I joined this community in the month of December second week, and I read the WhatsApp message we received in the WhatsApp community. I read it thoroughly, but then I went back to my email, onboarding email, and I remember that on onboarding email it's written that you are eligible for the deep dive session for the 1 year. That's why I registered, and actually so
No, the reason is I think the pricing has dramatically changed for those in 25. And also, I think when you all became part of Misfits, none of this was promised anyway. So you joined in a specific batch. But for those who, but do write an email to my team, uh, especially those who became part of Misfits in December. Just write an email to our team because we were changing certain rules and regulations around that time. There could have been some minor lapses. Okay. If you have a similar question, then please unraise your hand. Salish?
Sir, good afternoon. Sir, my question is like I am currently working. So the means whatever you are conducting deep dive session. So whether it is feasible for us also because there will be a maybe time issue will be there because
You
in the
working on
mail you have
Sundays?
no, I'm sorry, we are not working on Sundays, but actually we got the mail that you are conducting on daily basis. So means in the
Okay.
timetable it was shown, but like before you told that
Which
just
company do
ignore
you
that
work
mail.
with?
Sir, actually I'm not working in company. I'm working in public sector bank currently.
Which bank is
Indian
this?
Bank. Indian Bank.
Okay, and how is the work? Liking it?
Sir, work is good. No, sir, that is why I'm here.
Okay. So yes, as a bank official, again, please pay heed to the details, especially as a bank employee. Details are critical. Okay, so let me repeat this again. Kindly ignore that Zoom link. All the announcements about date, time is mentioned on the channel. Reread that message again. And these days you can translate that also in Spanish, in Mandarin, in whichever language you're comfortable with. So please pay heed to it. Okay. And I'm trying my best to ensure that sessions are conducted on weekends. Just because few folks have their mains scheduled in a couple of months and they have quit their jobs, I will be doing those sessions for them, especially for them on weekdays, only for a couple of months. If you have the time, you can attend it. Otherwise, you attend this on weekends. And like I've told you, these sessions, like so Tarak Mehta is also, uh, is it also like Black Mirror, where you every episode is a new episode? Is that I've not seen it, but I've heard a lot about it, Swapnil.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, my question is regarding, I have some questions regarding the foundational lectures, some topics such as independence of RBI and short-term debt securities. Sir, I have some questions regarding that. So where I can resolve my query?
Okay, send an email.
Okay, thank you, sir.
So for these queries, emails are always, there. But for some random questions, again, how to create Zoom link, what date, what time, we block such emails. Lavisha, we have like the operations team that we have. It's very, what do you call it? They were trained in Iran. That's how they're. That's how they operate. Go on, Lavisha.
Yes, sir. Warm greetings, everyone. Warm greetings, sir. Uh, so my simple question is like, as we need to be participative in the sessions as much as possible. So do I need to do some homework beforehand so that I
The only
become
thing I care, the
participative?
only thing I care about is that you are doing your foundations. Okay, that's it. Your recorded episodes, and those are very important. If you look at the pattern for UPSC, you will realize UPSC is not just testing you for 1 year or 2 years. It's testing for past 15 years. What all has happened in past 15 years, they're testing it. So make the best use of those foundational episodes. And then, of course, we combine that with deep dive. I want to make your life easy, not difficult. So I don't want to give you a lot of homework. Once you're done with deep dive sessions, I don't even care if you're making notes or not. Subconscious memory is what we're training for. 1 year later, automatically things should come in when you're writing answers. But for the foundations episodes, I expect you to make notes. I may expect you to make notes from the test series that you may do before your prelims or before your mains. And for some sessions before, the mains, I will tell you this fact is important, learn it and use it. I've done that already for your optional. How like 5, 6 core things we learn, and basis that we can formulate like 20, 25 answers. Because one problem is you will never have issues with knowledge. It will be all about, can you convey that to the examiner that you have this knowledge? Samyak?
Good afternoon, sir. Sir, my question is regarding eligibility. Sir, I registered on 5th of May 2025, but sir, my first attempt will be in 2027. So,
You're eligible.
this my first attempt is in 2027, but at that time I will be eligible to join these sessions.
No. So you will be eligible for these sessions for 1 year. And you'll be trained so well that you may not need it again. You can on your own make conjectures and do things. That's my goal. Okay, so there's no need to overdo things. You have limited time, let's use it wisely. Why make it a 5-year plan, 2-year plan? But foundations episodes, you need to rewatch them. And then whatever you're learning in these sessions, you do things on your own. Okay, and if by God's grace you're clearing some examinations before that, I will make you eligible. But I may need some results. Ankit?
Sir, my question is, can I ask question on Bose Fellowship?
Bose Fellowship. Okay, go on.
Yeah. Sir, have the candidate for Bose Fellowship is already selected or selection process is still in process?
It is still in process. Some have been shortlisted, and it's not out in the open for the outside world. But phase 1 is still ongoing. Okay, you may watch the video. I think we have uploaded that on the portal also. Okay, Rishikesh.
Namaskar, sir. Sir, can we get a option called subtitle or captions like just in YouTube, so that actually I am facing problem to interpret some of the words
Yes,
during lecture
very
sessions.
good question. And we have tried this. And what we realized was that currently we do not have the technology that will properly convert whatever I'm saying or speaking in exactly what I'm speaking. So there are many errors when you're generating subtitles, and it is adding to more confusion. And even on YouTube, you may see this issue. Okay. We also were experimenting with auto dubbing, and it got just funny with multiple languages. So currently, we do not have the technology. Hopefully, in a couple of years, we may have the way things are advancing. But for now, it will just make your life much harder. But the good thing is I keep on repeating a few things multiple times, especially in classes. So you should be able to go through it. And of course, it has worked very well for those who got the ranks. So it's working. Anushka?
Okay, hi. My question is regarding how to complete the syllabus. Can I ask it?
What does Anushka mean?
Anushka means first ray of the sun, and it is actually a South Indian word, Anushka Shankar, Anousfk. So, yeah.
See, Indian names have such deep meaning. It's very remarkable.
Yeah, I
Vladimir means
love
what?
this
I don't
name.
know. Okay, go on, Anushka.
Can
What's your
I ask
question?
it?
Yeah,
Regarding completing the syllabus.
regarding completing
Okay,
syllabus.
yeah.
You will never be able to complete the syllabus, but okay, go on.
Okay. So I have made a complete chart. I mean, I can show it to you. So I have recently enrolled in PSIR, and I'm currently watching the movies that you have suggested. And then previously about the GS,
Yeah, movie
I have
watching is just a
completed
one-day
20.
thing. I mean,
Yeah,
you binge
really?
watch. Yeah, you can binge watch a few movies. For movies, you don't have to have that schedule.
I mean, sorry, I'm doing it wrong. I'm watching
When I watch,
one movie one.
so
Yeah.
I do it. I mean, I become a complete sloth when I'm watching movies.
Okay.
Yeah. So
So
one
I
day I
think I
wrap
have
up
to
all
do
the
it.
seasons, especially for movies.
Okay. Okay. So, about the GS, I have completed 27 to 30% of the syllabus right now. And then now you have mentioned that I have to complete PSIR till September and October,
Yeah.
right? Okay.
Because after
So,
that, you will not touch PSIR after October. After that, you will move to GS. The focus will shift
okay.
towards CS, and then you will do whatever is needed to see your name in the list for prelims. Once that is done, we'll come back again to PSIR and some parts of GS mains, which will include your essay, your ethics, so on and so forth. And once you are clearing your prelims, we will also provide you access to a few additional classes that make up our
Okay.
components of some practice material and stuff.
All right. So right now I'm watching two videos per day for the GS basics, history, economics, polity, and geography. And then also now I'm going to start one video per day for PSIR. Do you think it is okay to
Yeah,
do
that's
so?
fine, but don't do it episode wise. Do it hourly on hourly basis. So there will be many episodes in polity that will be like what 50 minutes or 1 hour. But at the same time, in history, there would be 2 hours lectures. So do it on hourly basis. That every day 4 hours GS, 2 hours optional. That's it. Okay. And do things. Don't overthink. Don't have that list. That on daily basis be consistent and watch things. Over time, magically, you will see one day everything is done. Okay, so your first name is Nirmala.
No, yes, sir.
Your first name is Nirmala.
Yeah.
Why are you, playing around with us?
No, sir. Actually, what happened was I was in my office. It's my working today. So I was called inside. So I have to rush.
Which company is this? Accenture? Deloitte?
Dr. Reddy's.
Dr. Reddy's?
Dr. Reddy's.
Okay.
So I'm so sorry for that. So I have two questions.
Yeah.
Question number one is, do you suggest any food habits so that you remember things very well, like that? Any such kind? And second one is basically I work in shifts. I already have seen the orientation program, which was there. You suggested like if you are working professional, wake up at 3 o'clock and finish your syllabus and then go for your work, so that you don't like your subject deviation won't happen with the office politics and all. But it's like I work in 1 week in one shift, another week in other shift. So it has been a bit difficult. Could you suggest me anything so that I can make my schedule easier?
It depends on the shift. What are you security guard? What are you doing at Reddy's?
No, I'm
How
a
does the
quality
shifting works?
associate.
I'm just kidding, but okay.
That's okay, sir. I'm a quality associate in Dr. Reddy's.
No. So what are these
Uh,
shifts? What timing?
like morning 6 to 2,
Mhm.
if not 2 to 10.
And we cannot negotiate with Dr. Reddy's.
Mm. No, if it is like peak time, I could ask them. Because it is starting, I can't even ask them. Was my point.
No, I think many times if you ask them with all rationales and reasons, they may agree. So my first
Yes,
advice
but
would be that figure out a way that you have just one shift. The reason is it will allow you to be much more diligent in whatever you're doing. Many times what happens is we build things on habit. At 3 to 7 we work, we study, we will study around that time. So step one, figure out, think of reasons, ways through which you can convince your managers to just have one shift. Tell them he will work very hard, he will do all the good work. That is what they care for, right? So if they are convinced, and they should be, any rational person would be, until and unless, it's non-negotiable. Try for that. Don't give up on that first aspect. If that doesn't work out, then we will think of other ways. But right now, focus on the first thing, and please ask for that. You may think it's a small thing, but in the longer run, it's going to be could be a major impediment for you. Regarding food habits, I don't know. It's very personal. Just eat whatever is healthy. Cut down on sugar. Sugar is not healthy. Cut down on processed food. It's not healthy. And avoid paneer in India. Not healthy. Sorry, analogous paneer. The term called analogous paneer. That's how they're selling it. So, yeah, avoid excessive oil. So we'll not go into depths of eating habits because mine would be very different from various standpoints. It could be political also. So I don't want to get into it. Akanksha?
Hi, sir. Good evening. Sir, I have one query. When we started the schedule, like 2nd June, we had the orientation class, and you said that right now we'll be focusing on the foundational episodes, and daily we need to watch 2 episodes. And about current affair, you said that okay, after 1 month we can start the current affair. So I just want to ask, by 2nd of July, we need to start with the current affairs,
By current affairs, I mean deep dive sessions.
deep dive sessions. Okay,
Okay.
sir.
What happens is, and it is quite ludicrous, that many civil services aspirants, they end up wasting insane amount of their time and energy on 2 things, which is absolutely ridiculous. Number one, they waste their time writing answers. 1 hour per day just to practice answer writing. That is not how you should do it. And majority of them fail prelims. They never get a chance to put that into practice. We will do answer writing after your prelims. And of course, in some of the classes, I will tell you how to build answers. That's the focus. And number 2 would be endlessly making notes out of newspapers. It will not augur well. If your foundations are sorted, you can predict news. And the way things work in India, yeah, of course, you can predict news. So do not make these 2 mistakes which others may make. Focus on foundations. Those are foundational affairs. Current affairs is just a term used these days to just sell courses and programs. Even though deep dive would focus on current affairs, I'm not calling it current affairs. I'm calling it deep dive masterclasses. Because there's nothing called current affairs. No such thing called current affairs. Ankita?
Hello, sir. So I gave prelims this time and I couldn't clear it. And from all the subjects, I did left history because um, there was a crunch of time, and
Of
I
all the
joined in.
subjects, you left the most important one.
Yes, and I realize now when I'm attending the lectures again, like this was the biggest mistake because I had only 4 months to complete all the subjects.
Okay, let me repeat this. You will never clear prelims or mains or even interviews if you're not doing foundations.
Yes. So now I have attended other foundation subjects like polity, economics, and geography. But now when I'm starting again, I'm completing the history first. But how do I fill the gaps and analyze that this is what I need to do from other subjects and how to revise those now?
Yeah. The problem now is, now since you have done things once, you may feel that why should I redo certain things? It gets very boring. So step 1, make sure that you are dedicating a lot of time to your optional. And step 2, make sure that you're not just dedicating months for just one subject. You will do multiple subjects in tandem on daily basis. Otherwise, you will forget it. And step 3, do not be scared of doing boring things on daily basis. That is how you build precision. That's how you build strengths. That's how you build good stamina, which is needed. And every time you rewatch the lecture, you will learn new things. People who are, so there's one person who already is in services, and she's again watching the episodes for MisFits. She's thinking, we can use this in essay, we can use this in ethics, because it will give you new perspectives on certain areas. And here we've not even cleared one stage, and we're thinking, why should I redo it? So don't make that mistake. Keep it simple. Focus on foundational episodes. Watch each and every episode. You should learn things to an extent. Whatever I'm saying, you should learn that. That's it. Okay. And of course, there could be a high likelihood you will not stumble upon an exact question from there, but you will have all the arms and armors to deduce the answer. Okay, so the list of questions keep on increasing. If I'm taking at one question per, so I'll follow how ME avoids questions. I will do the same thing. I will take all questions in one go and then I'll address it. So note down the questions also. Swati, what's your question?
Yes, sir. Good evening, sir. My question, it's not about I just want to know, you said both fellowship will starts from August, right?
No.
Is it related to UPSC or is it related to some other
No.
for
Okay, so I never said that it starts from August, but okay. So what's the second question? I think this is Yash. Go on. I'll address all your questions. Don't worry.
Hello, sir. Nice to meet you. Sir, just as you said that we have to complete PSIR by September or October. So do you say any specific date for a GS foundational? Because I have completed almost 50% of the uh, four subjects which you have told. So do I need to complete science and tech environment before?
Okay. Ankit.
Sir, I've started with my preparation GS modules. It's going good. I'm doing fine. Apart from this, I just wanted to ask about uh, your advices. I'm completing my graduation this year in 2026. So I would like to have your advice on GMAT, GRE, Howard, Fletcher, like anything you have to say. I've tried searching for these things in your GS module or any of your blog posts, but I was not able to find it.
I think I should start a website with all details around it. Robinson. Is Robinson your first name?
Yes, sir.
Okay. What does Robinson mean?
Sir, I guess it is a character.
Okay.
Sir, my question is, sir, I'm just writing it everything down in the GS module. Is it even right, sir, for the note making?
Okay. Ankit.
Sir, are you still taking people, guys for Bose Fellowship?
Why just guys?
Sorry, guys. Sir, I'm accumulating everyone
Okay.
in this.
Guys
Girls
and
and
girls.
boys.
Okay.
Yes.
Girls and boys. Okay. All right. Shraboni, after you.
Hello, sir. Good afternoon. My question is regarding revision. Initially, when you started, you mentioned that you should study for 6 hours every day and 4 hours for GS and 2 hours for optional. But and I am taking it's taking almost 1 hour for current affairs. So I don't get time for revision. So, what do you suggest that should I go with current affairs or revise instead? I should go for revision
Okay.
of the video.
Salish. Cannot hear you. You've got to unmute yourself.
Sir, one of the MisFitters has asked about the boss fellowship. So can you just give us a small introduction about that? Because
Okay.
I have just now checked that about boss fellowship. What is that? And still the deadline is there because you have mentioned 13th July is the deadline to send a mail.
Okay. Dia, after you.
Good afternoon, sir. So my question was related to the deep dive sessions. So on average, how long do these sessions last? So I know exactly how much time I should block for this. And also, since this is a first session, I'm assuming it's more or less like a doubt clarifying session because I was mentally prepared to take notes. So yeah.
Okay.
That's it.
All right. I think I've taken in all questions. So all of you can unraise your hands, and to those whose question I will call in, just only you folks raise your hand. Okay. So I think Salish had a question on Bose Fellowship. Ankit had a question on Bose Fellowship, and that's it. I think, yeah, Swati also had a question on Bose Fellowship. So I think the fellowship starts in September. I am still working in designing and curating the board of advisors and partnership and collaborations. There is no fixed deadline, to be honest. The deadline is in phases. So phase one, the risk takers, they're eligible for a lot of scholarships. With subsequent phases, as and when we proceed in the journey, we may have to increase the prices and the scholarships may come down. So that's the only problem. That's the only issue. You can wait until the end once everything is out. Or if you were to apply today, of course, you will be eligible for scholarships, guaranteed scholarships. I think we have uploaded the first video on the portal around Bose Fellowship. You can watch through it and you will have access to all details. Okay. It's Subhash Chandra Bose Fellowship. So Salish, Ankit, and Swati, I hope this answers your question. Do you have any follow-up on this? Okay, no. Now let's, Ankit has a question. Go on.
Sir, not on this, but sir, regarding the newspaper, sir, how much time
What is this,
sir,
Ankit?
how,
Is this how
sir,
officers
sorry,
behave?
sorry, sir, I'll lower my hand.
I clearly asked, on this, do you have any follow-up? You've got to listen carefully. It's a good habit to have. You've got to read questions very well. You will be surprised that many people, when they're writing mains examination, they don't read questions well. They write whatever they know, not what the examiner is asking. So I'm asking you a question, respond, okay, on that. So let me now move on to other questions. Now, Ankit had a question on advice on GRE GMAT Harvard Fletcher. To be honest, right now I am not very bullish in going to US for your master's program. You all know the reasons, especially if you are an Indian citizen. And my assumption is you all hold that passport. Okay. It is not very easy. Even from Harvard, it's not easy to get jobs these days because companies are not willing to sponsor you. Certain industries are crumbling anyway. Consulting, the way they used to hire, not the same situation. Same thing in private equity, same thing in venture capital. So I may not put in upward of 1 crore or 2 crore. I think it would be 2 crore now because the way Indian rupee has been sliding and you have to pay in US dollars. So it's going to be very expensive with pretty bad returns. If you can manage scholarships, in some cases full scholarship, great. The scholarship may not cover your living expenses, which is also expensive, especially in a city like Boston. Okay. So that's my advice. I may perhaps write a detailed post about this, and you've given me a good idea that I should start a blog. So I will follow through on it, and hopefully in a week or two, I will start publishing something on my blog covering everything other than civil services. And also, Bose Fellowship is anything but civil services. It's not around civil services at all. I think I forgot to answer that question. So Ankit, Swati, and Salish, your questions are sorted. And I think, yeah, so Dia had a question that on an average, how long would these sessions last? I think around 90 minutes. Could be 2 hours in some cases, but 90 minutes to 2 hours. Any follow-up, Thea, to this? Are you still there? Not here? You asked a question and you... Okay. And let me check. Shraboni, are you there? You can raise your hand if you are there, Shraboni. Okay. Shraboni, I think your question was 4 hours for GS, 2 hours for optional. All of this is going well, but I think current affairs is an issue. So for now, if you're aiming for 26, don't worry about current affairs at this stage. After deep dive sessions, it will get much easier for you to then comprehend the news. Focus on foundations, focus on those episodes, the core episodes. We can wrap up current affairs within 2-3 months before your prelims. There are many notes that you can go through. All of those are hacks. We'll discuss all those things before your prelims. But foundations, those are critical. If your foundations are not done, those hacks will come to no rescue. So no matter what, dedicate your time for GS and optional. Right now, my advice would be, if you want to rejig the optional preparation, aim to wrap it up by October or September. If you want to dedicate more time to it, do that. But after October, you will not be picking up optional again. You will be done, dusted, and you will move on to your GS preparation at a very foundational level again. Okay, so focus more on optional right now. So don't stress too much about current affairs or newspapers. Read newspaper like for 30 minutes, 45 minutes, and throw away the newspaper. No notes, nothing. Whatever you can comprehend, that's fine. If you cannot comprehend anything, that's also fine. Read the headlines bare minimum. Be aware what's happening. Just read how Jaishankarji is ruining our foreign relations. Masterclass in itself. Now let's move to Yash. I think Yash, I think I've answered this question. Don't focus on GS foundations until September, October. You can take it slowly. But for PSIR, wrap it up as soon as possible. Latest by October, done and dusted with PSIR. And by the way, if you're done with PSIR, 60-70% of your GS done already, almost 80% of GS done. And then you can come back to the foundations episodes. You had a question around science and technology environment. You can do this after October. Not now. And completely avoid ethics. Completely avoid essay. You will do all of those things after your prelims. And after your prelims, we may give you access to some more additional lectures. Could be live, could be recorded, just to ensure that you are in line with your mains targets. Robinson had a question, a very interesting one, that I'm writing down everything in GS module. Is that even right for note making? I think it's totally fine. I have done this in the past for myself, not in civil services preparation, but when I was doing my master's. And over time, once I started writing, over time, I started churning things out of that. So it's totally fine. It's your own strategy on how you make notes. In fact, for economics, I may advise you to write down everything that I'm saying. Those 30, 35 episodes, that's all you need for economics. Same for geography. So it's totally fine if you want to write it down. Yeah, write down everything. Okay, so with this, I have wrapped up. I think I've taken in all your questions. I wish you all the very best. And the next deep dive will take place on a weekday. If you can attend, attend. If not, do not worry. We will have one on the weekend also. Okay. Every session will be new. My goal is to train you how to think. That's the goal. And that's the hardest of all tasks, to make you a better learner on your own. So that's the goal, and you will achieve that if you're attending 2 sessions per month. For this month and the next month, we will have pretty, the frequency will be higher because some of you are appearing for mains, but it will come down after that. So all the best, everyone. Good luck and take care. Good seeing you.